What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Wezot Talks, an American talking about football and Manchester United. Nkunku to United? Is that actually true? Mbeumo, is the deal going to get done? The new bid has been put in. We're going to talk about that and more in this episode. So be sure to follow if you guys are new to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. And first and foremost, starting off this episode, Jonny Evans is to stay at United after agreeing new role on staff. He will look after youth loans, helping place players at clubs, plus offering them support through the process. And that is coming from Lori Whitwell out of The Athletic. I don't know if she is super duper good in terms of normal reporting, but I think keeping Jonny Evans around, he has been with United for a very long time, knows the ins and outs, was a part of the good old days, and I think it is the smart move. A man of that experience, the games he's played, the different coaches and managers that he's seen, the ups and downs of United, I think is a great move to keep him around the club in a advisory type role. I don't know what they're actually going to call him, but really happy that Mr. Evans, Jonny Evans, is sticking around United. Quick little Mason Mount, and this is from Fabrizio. So the clear intention of Mason Mount is to stay at Manchester United as of today. He is planning to have an important preseason, feeling well and fully fit. So is this the big season that Mason Mount will break out at Manchester United? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, the last season or two, ever since coming over from Chelsea, I don't think has really lived up to the potential. I know he's had a couple of knocks and not really been featured much in the starting 11 on a consistent basis. But I don't think it's ever worked. You've got Cunha coming in, hopefully Mbeumo coming in. So I honestly don't know where Mason Mount is going to play, and I'm sure he wants to try to make a push to make the England squad for the World Cup, as Rashford is trying to do as well, trying to get a move out of United, but I just don't see it happening. I think he is a solid bench player coming off the bench, but it's not anything like the days of old at Chelsea where he had a breakout season or two for them. So we'll have to wait and see if he is going to be coming off the bench. Is his attitude going to be there in terms of having a positive mindset about his current situation at United, or is he going to be all poopy pants, want to try to get a deal elsewhere if he's not going to be able to get starting 11 minutes on a consistent basis? We'll have to wait and see. Manchester United and Chelsea are fully aware of the situations of Garnacho and Nkunku, but no concrete negotiations yet. That's from Fabrizio, and that's kind of getting in to the first little bit of this main portion of the episode, and that is Nkunku. Manchester United have been offered the chance to reignite their interest in Nkunku. He is desperate to leave Chelsea. That is coming from Rob Dawson from ESPN FC. And I know United have been linked to Nkunku in the past, but that is also prior to the injury bug in Nkunku, if you want to say that. Honestly, ever since coming over from the Bundesliga, playing for RB Leipzig and absolutely just knocking it out of the park there for, I believe it was 1, 2, I don't think it was 3 seasons, at least 2 seasons that I can remember from memory. And Nkunku absolutely tearing up the Bundesliga, and a lot of teams really were in for his services. Chelsea obviously able to get him in, but ever since moving to Chelsea, it's kind of been pretty poor. The injury bug, I think, has been the worst thing for him. Maybe he's just not suited for the Premier League, and I honestly think this would be a complete disaster. I've seen things where they're thinking swap Garnacho for Nkunku. That would be a massive mistake when there are reports out there of people saying, oh yeah, Garnacho and Rashford, if we can sell them on, that's close to about 100 million. I don't know where they're getting those figures from in the first place, but if you could even get maybe, let's say, 70 to 80 million with potential add-ons for Rashford and Garnacho. That's something that you need to do, especially given the news about Mbeumo, the second offer that United have sent Brentford. Sounds like personal terms have already been agreed between United and Mbeumo. But everything here with Nkunku, they need to stay clear. He might be a good player, or once was a good player, but I think that potentially has come and passed, at least in the Premier League. I think he could go to the French League or Serie A, or even back to the Bundesliga, or even the La Liga, and do pretty well. I feel like he is a prime candidate for Atletico Madrid. When I envision a player of his caliber and his package, I think of Atletico Madrid. They already have Griezmann, who is a very similar type player, smaller stature, skillful type player. But again, he does have that injury bug for Nkunku, so we'll have to wait and see if anything materializes out of that. But Mbuemo, really, really interesting stuff. Manchester United priority remains Brian Mbeumo and the new number 9. Fabrizio Romano reports. And then moving up, Rob Dawson also says United are confident that they can reach an agreement with Brentford on Mbeumo's valuation and payment structure to add him Amarim's squad before preseason tour of the United States, which is in July. Moving up here, Brentford have pointed out to United that Mbeumo has 4 years Premier League experience, 18 months more than Cunha, and he scored 20 goals in the league last season, 5 more than him. I mean, that's technically a good stat pulling out there. Where is the breakdown on payments? It might be under Ben Jacobs here. Yes. So 8 hours ago, and it looks like there's been an update since then. So originally, Ben Jacobs also reporting Manchester United have now improved their offer for Brian Mbeumo to over 60 million. Talks have accelerated in the past few days and will continue this week. Manchester United's plan is to try to get Brian Mbeumo done before preseason begins on July 7th, and Brian Mbeumo remains firm in his preference to join Manchester United, which I think, honestly, is massive stuff. The player wants this deal to get done. Obviously, Manchester United want this deal to get done. It's just a matter of how much upfront does Brentford want for Mbeumo. I know they're coming around that 60 million mark. Is it going to be 60 plus 10 in add-ons, 60 plus 15 in add-ons? How does Brentford want the payment structure? Is it going to be 20 over the next 3 years, plus then any additional add-ons? Let's say he hits a mark of goals or appearances or whatever it might be, and whatever the detail structure of the add-ons would be for Mbeumo's move to Manchester United. But I think, honestly, at this point, given the news and this coming out, second offer made, 60 million. I know that's a far cry from where they originally were, but Premier League player is going to be a little bit more pricey of another top team in the Premier League, which I still do believe United are. You're going to have to pay a pretty penny to basically poach them. They lost their manager, Thomas Frank. I don't know the rest of the structure of Brentford, but, I mean, they'd be losing their best player, so they want to try to get as much as they possibly can for their best player so that they have something going for them. If they do, let's say, get relegated for whatever the reason might be, they at least have some money in their back pocket if they don't buy any other players to replace Mbeumo. But we'll have to wait and see. Is it going to need to be maybe a 40 million up front and then maybe 10 million next season, 10 million the season after? So 3 seasons, still 60 million overall, but more heavy up front, so that potentially could give Brentford more options to bring in pieces here and there, maybe like a $10 million player there, $15 million player here, a $5 million player there, so that they have a little bit more cash to spend on players to fill in their squad. We'll have to wait and see, but I do think the Mbeumo deal is going to get done. Whether it is, they're saying preseason tour starts on the 7th. That's when the team are reporting back to Carrington, I believe is the name of it. Yeah, Carrington. I don't know why I'm second guessing that. I know that. So that is the 7th. So that is 2 weeks from, technically this video is coming out on the 24th. So 2 weeks as of recording, which is today on Monday evening here in the United States. They are reporting back to United. And when we take a look as well at their first scheduled game of the preseason is West Ham on the 26th. So almost a complete month away. They need to find a way to get this deal done, no matter what it's going to cost. But at that point, United are kind of tapped out when it comes to funds. Bringing in Cunha, bringing in Mbeumo. That's 60 plus million for each player. 120 million overall so far spent this summer. Soon enough, once they get the Mbeumo deal done and what that actually finalizes to be. But then you still need a striker. Onana is still holding on hope that he can stick around United. I know that Martinez is trying to manufacture something to get a move to United, and there are a bunch of other things out there for other players, but United need to focus at least in on a striker after Mbeumo, like a Gyökeres. I know that's been a little bit quiet here as of late, but we'll have to wait and see what's going on with Arsenal and if they're still in for Sesko or if they're in for Gyökeres or if they're in for both. We'll have to wait and see, but it is exciting stuff for Mbeumo and getting that deal over the line with Manchester United. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are about this entire situation for Mbeumo. Do you think Nkunku would be the right move? Do you think it's just absolute rubbish that they're even talking about it? Why are they talking about it? Is it a potential only deal that they could get done for Garnacho to not be able to sell him, but at least get somebody for him? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, but that is going to be it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you are new. And again, that's it for this episode, and we will check in with you guys in the next episode.